Hello, everyone. We are here with Phil Honor, and I'm doing a special interview today for his new book, Born into Foster Care, Raised in Jail. Thank you, Phil, for coming on.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're going to put this out for everybody in my cleaning marketing group, but also to just everybody who needs inspiration on just being successful and just rising up from, how do you rise up? We're going to get into that, but how do you rise up from foster care and landing in jail and to actually being an entrepreneur? Not everybody does that.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Yeah.
It's not easy. That's honestly the best thing I can say about it. It's not easy. You have to have a lot of mental strength to be able to do it. That's one thing I actually taught myself while I was in foster care, was being able to train my mind.
Yep.
So many things had happened to me, as a kid before I even had hit 5, before I even had hit foster care. So many things had already happened to me that I had to really train myself to forget those things. Automatically just overcome those things and just keep going forward, because I was thrust into a whole new environment. I went from being in the world, 1, 2, 3, 4 years old, or 3 really, and then 4 and 5, like thrust into a whole nother, world, a whole nother system.
Right.
So it was hard. Just to have a lot of mental.
So how old were you when you landed in foster care?
The first time I was 2 years old. My mother's boyfriend, his name is Robert. He had tried to drown me. I went to see my mom recently, in prison, and she had told me that, because my dad had, him and my dad had problems, he just took it out on me, and just, he used to beat me all the time. But yeah, one day particularly, he tried to drown me. And then the state caught wind of it, and they took me away. So that was the first time I ended up in foster care.
And so you're 2, you're in foster care. Do you remember it all? Do you have memories of what's going through your head about what he did and why you weren't with your mom? What was going through your head?
Well, I knew that he wasn't up to no good. That was
even at 2.
Yeah, I knew he wasn't up to no good, because when he, told me to come into the bathroom to take a shower, I didn't want to take off my clothes to take a bath or anything. I just had this sense he was, it wasn't, he was up to no good. You're 2, so you still try to be a little bit compliant just as a child. But then he just picked me up and just threw me in the tub. Yeah, it was hot too. There wasn't even cold water. It was hot. Just instantly. I literally.
You remember this?
No, I remember this. I went and told my mom. My mom confirmed it. And so, that was interesting. But yeah, he pretty much just threw me in a tub, and just, just it had me in there. It was tough. It was crazy. It was wild.
I bet. So, eventually, you were 2. You were in and out of foster care for several years. You were more in than out.
Yeah, but yeah, more in than out. My mom ended up getting me out.
Okay.
The first time.
Okay.
Yeah. Somewhere along those lines. And I went back. I ended up back with my mom.
Gotcha. By the time you had mentioned in your book, part of your book that I read, you mentioned that you found a permanent foster home. How old were you at that point, and what happened there, and what was going through your head when that happened?
Well, the permanent foster home, I encountered around 10. I was originally supposed to go with my dad's girlfriend, but they found out that my dad was with her. So then they canceled that, and then I ended up with my foster mom. And my foster mom, it was nice. At first, it was a lot of love. I was her only kid, so she really took me in. We did everything together. It was like something that I've always wanted, and I've always could cherish at that time. And then it just changed. She had a daughter. She had her own child, and then it just changed.
How long were you with her before that happened?
I was with her for about a year. Yeah, it was about a year. It was about a year or 2.